Dear friends, today I will continue from yesterday's video on questions from Electronic Science of NTA UGC NET 2019 December. Fine. So, in yesterday's video I have completed 7 questions. Today I will continue from 8. And all these questions are basically from Unit 1 and Unit 2 of the syllabus. Fine. Okay. So, question number 8. Match list 1 and list 2. Under list 1, I have some analog devices. These are BJT, MOSFET, JFET and MESFET. And under list 2, I have some input impedances which are given as greater than 10 to the power 12 ohm, greater than 10 to the power 10 ohm, greater than 10 to the power 3 ohm and less than 10 to the power 4 ohm. And the options given are option 1, the combinations are given as A4, B3, C1, D2 and etc. You can read the options yourself, right? So, and the correct option will be option 4. That means A bit 4, B bit 2, C bit 3 and D bit 1. Fine. Now I will analyze the answer. Fine. So we know in terms of input impedances we can write as MESFET greater than MOSFET greater than JFET greater than BJT. That means MESFET has higher input impedance and the sequence will be like MESFET will be greater than MOSFET greater than JFET and greater than BJT, right? And this is because of the nature of fabrication of the devices. Fine. A JFET has input impedance is in the order of 1000 ohm. Fine. This means it has a negligible effect on external components or circuits connected to its gate. High input impedance allows a relatively small amount of current, which is the requirement, right? And more advanced is the device, more is the input impedance, or we can say higher is the input impedance. Fine. So this way question number 8 is completed. Now I will go to question number 9. The MOSFET will have higher cutoff frequency if option 1, GM is large and CGS is small. Option 2, GM and CGS both are large. Option 3, GM and CGS both are small, and option 4 is GM is small but CGS is large. Okay, and the correct answer will be option 1, that is GM is large and CGS is small. Let me analyze the answer. MOSFET, we know MOSFET is metal oxide silicon field effect transistor, or it is also known as ZIGFET, and we can say it as insulated gate field effect transistor. Okay. Current cutoff frequency for a MOSFET is defined as the frequency at which current gain is unity or 1, right? Where current gain equal to CDS divided by CGS, that is drain to source and gate to source. Fine. Next, typical values of GM for small signal field effect transistors are 1 to 30 millisiemens the unit. Okay, and what is GM? GM is the transconductance, and we can write GM equal to IDS divided by VGS. That means current from drain to source divided by voltage from gate to source. Fine. Okay. Also, we can say in practice we need both high cutoff frequency and high gain. So, we need higher transconductance and low input capacitance simultaneously. The open circuit cutoff frequency we can write as F equal to GM divided by 2 pi CGD, and in saturation region CGS is greater than CGD. We can say GM is proportional to 1 by CGS, or we can say that GM is inversely proportional to CGS. Hence, large GM and small CGS is desired. Fine. Okay. Now I will go to question number 10. Question number 10 is, in an open circuited PN junction, the contact difference potential is what? Option A, KT by Q. Option 2, KT by Q into ln NA/ND by Ni square. Option 3 is KT by Q ln NP divided by Ni square. KT by Q ln Na divided by, option 4 is KT by Q ln Na divided by ND Ni square. Okay, fine. So the answer will be option 2, that is KT by Q ln NA/ND divided by Ni square, as you see in the option. Fine. But now I will analyze in a more detailed way. Fine. So first of all, I have shown here you a PN junction. Fine. Here in the PN junction, okay, this is the p-type material, this is the n-type material, and we know that in a p-type material holes are more prominent, that means more number of holes are present, okay, and in n-type material more number of electrons are present, or we can say these are the free electrons, these are negative, and these are holes, this tends to positive. Okay, so this is just state when the p material and the n material are just attached, that means no interaction has been started, not yet started. Fine. Now I have shown a right arrow here, that means what happens after the interaction starts. Okay, after the interaction starts, you will find a depletion region. Fine. A depletion region you will find, where you will find the bound charge carriers. Fine. P-type layer consists of an excess quantity of positive charge carriers, okay, or the holes. Similarly, n-type layer contains an excess quantity of negative charge carriers, or the electrons. When these two layers are in contact, the free charge carriers on both sides combine with each other and are neutralized. Due to the recombination, a depletion layer is created. And in depletion layer, no free charge carriers are present. Okay, in the depletion region, no free charge carriers are present. Here, bound charge carriers are present. Fine. Now we have a large number of positive charges on the n side, on one side, and a large number of negative charges on the other side. Fine. These changes are supported by a depletion region. Next. Similarly, in a charged capacitor, that means we are comparing a capacitor with the PN junction. Fine. Similarly, in a charged capacitor, two regions with opposite charges are separated by a non-conducting zone, we know. Hence, PN junction behaves like a charged capacitor, and the voltage difference between its terminals is called the contact potential difference. This is our desired word. Fine. We can say the immobile ions of the depletion layer causing a potential difference at the junction is known as contact potential, or V0. Fine. The symbol is V0. We know the drift current density by the holes is J P drift equal to Q mu P P of x into E of x, and the diffusion current density by the holes is J P diffusion equal to minus dP Q dP of x divided by dx. So at equilibrium what happens? Jp equal to Jp drift plus Jp diffusion equal to 0, and similarly, so I will put the values and I will conduct the derivation here. Then as you see, Jp equal to Q mu P into P of x into E of x minus dP Q into d P of x divided by dx equal to 0, and so on. Now you can see these derivations and you will reach at a condition when the mu p divided by dp equal to E of x equal to, we can say that mu p divided by dp into E of x equal to 1 by P of x into dP of x divided by dx. Just you see these derivations. It is very much easier. I have explained in a step-by-step basis, so it will not create a problem to understand. Fine. Now I will go to, we know now that E of x equal to minus dv of x divided by dx and mu p divided by dp equal to q by kt. Putting these values in the previous equations, we will get mu p divided by dp, okay, whole into E of x equal to 1 by p of x into whole into dp of x divided by dx and so on. Now you can put the values here, okay. You can see these derivations are done in a step-by-step basis, so it will be easier to understand. And at last I got that minus q by kt into dv of x divided by dx equal to 1 by p of x equal to dp of 1 by px into dp of x divided by dx. Similarly, at the edge of the depletion layer, potential variations are Vp to Vn and variations in the whole concentration are Pp to Pn. So we can write like minus q by kt integration of starting from Vp to ending at Vn, integration of dv equal to definite integral of, we can say Pp to Pn. We can say the definite integral of, that means the limits are, lower limit is p of p and pp and higher limit is pn, and this is the integration of 1 by p into dp. And similarly we can proceed, and after proceeding like this, I will get v0 equal to kt by q whole into ln pp by ln of pp by pn equal to kt by q whole ln into na divided by na square by nd. You can see these derivations at a detailed view and you can find the answer. Fine. Actually these are very easy. If you are not getting, you can ask me in the comment section. Fine. And at last I will get, I have got the answer as kt by q whole into ln whole into na nd divided by ni square. Fine. And we know that pp is approximately equals to na and pn equal to ni square by nn equal to ni square by nd. Fine. So this way the answer will be option number 2, that is kt by q whole ln na nd divided by ni square. Fine. So this way question number 10 is also finished. So please go through the video and please write me in the comment section. That means if you are not getting anything, you can ask me there, and please share the video among your friends, and please subscribe my channel if you like it. Okay, thank you so much.